University. He's currently pursuing his doctorate in health science through Purdue University. He has a passion for scientific research and the biology of compounds that help people live healthy and help people live young. And when he's not working, he loves spending time with his family and in the mountains of Utah, which really reflects his idea and his belief in having a balanced work life and family life. So we're excited to bring Howard on. He is going to talk through some science of our newest products. So let's give Howard a very warm Young Living welcome. So Howard, we're so excited to have you on with us today.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Happy New Year. And it's been a very warm welcome to the Young Living family. I've actually absolutely loved understanding more and more of the Young Living products, and more importantly, the science behind the products. I'm very excited that I get to share the science of some new products today. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that we can get started talking about this. Okay. The human endocannabinoid system is a system that everybody is probably a little bit familiar with. It's a system that is internal to the human body. Specifically to the skin, there are receptors and cannabinoids that interact and turn on and turn off signaling molecules. The CB1 receptors are primarily responsible with the neurons and the central nervous system. The CB2 receptors are primarily associated with the immune response. Specifically in the skin, there's also TRPV1, TRPV2, TRPV3. I don't want to lose anybody too much, but these are actually ion receptors that deal with pain. Some are sensory for heat. Some are for when your muscles become inflamed, when you actually exert force upon your muscles. The whole primary responsibility of the endocannabinoid system is to achieve balance, harmony, and homeostasis. It's our body's regulatory system. Externally from the endocannabinoids are phytocannabinoids, and you guys are very familiar with CBD. CBD, cannabidiol, is a very important phytocannabinoid. It actually interacts with our endocannabinoid system and actually helps to promote our endocannabinoids like AEA, anandamide. And anandamide actually binds to those CB1 and CB2 receptor sites. So CBD actually helps our endocannabinoid system. However, I'm really excited about this. CBD as an isolate is simply that. It is isolated. CBD is very important. Inclusive of the whole plant is a lot more than just CBD. There are a lot more compounds when you interact between the full spectrum and just CBD. CBD isolated and full spectrum includes the CBD, but it also includes all sorts of different phytocannabinoids, terpenes, flavonoids, and fatty acids. When we talk about the entourage effect, when CBD or CBG or CBN interact with the endocannabinoid system, it can have help from the different terpenes to create an affinity. If you think about CBD going to a receptor, if you have a plug going to an outlet, that plug may need help to get to that outlet. That's where the terpenes and some of the fatty acids create that affinity and kind of hold the hand to the CBD, helping it get to the receptor site. So the new products that we're coming out with the full spectrum, which has a drastic amount of CBD in it, but it also has all these different entourage effect. But it's better than that. I want to talk about the Young Living Bioactive Compounds Synergy, because we're taking the entourage effect and throwing gas on it. It is actually way better than just the entourage effect, because you have all the different bioactive compounds from our essential oils that help the CBD bind to the affinity sites. Specifically within the skin, if you think about the skin as having scaffolding, right? Your skin has scaffolding to create a beautiful look It has the collagen and the elastin and these fibroblasts that actually create the structure to maintain the skin smoothness, to maintain the skin integrity. When your skin is healthy looking, you have great skin scaffolding. When you age, your skin scaffolding tends to break down, and that creates the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Your collagen begins to atrophy. Your hyaluronic acid, your elastin fibers become broken. The compounds, the bioactive compounds that we put in the new product of Beauty Glow actually goes in and binds to these certain receptors to build back up that skin scaffolding. It's extremely exciting. And a lot of people focus on the CBD. Again, CBD is very, very important. But what may not be understood is the other compounds. I want to just highlight one, CBG and CBGA, for example. If you go to gene expression related to the skin, CBD affects over 3,700 genes when it comes to gene expression. CBG affects over 5,000 genes when it comes to gene expression. When I say gene expression, that means collagen formation. That means elastin formation. That means when the sun hits the skin and causes ultraviolet radiation to the skin and you get a sunburn and you have inflammation going to that, there's certain genes that turn on and turn off. Well, CBG drastically affects how that skin reacts with that gene expression. But I'm not talking about just CBG, because you have CBD and CBG and CBGA in this new formulation. So we have the total bioactive compound synergy with all of the products, or with all of the different genes in those products. This is actually a video of me at the production of the Beauty Glow. When we talk about the quality, the purity, the identity, the composition, and the potency of all the raw materials that went into these products, the overall purity, making sure there's no impurities in the products, making sure there's no unadulterated compounds that made it into the products. When you talk about the composition, making sure that the full formulation between how it interacts with the different compounds doesn't have any altering effects. The potency, having the CBG, having the CBD, having the THC that's also included in this at the right potency, so it it's not falsified. It's actually on the label. It's actually in the product. When we hit all of those at the same time, that's actually a pharmaceutical standard. I've dealt with the FDA, and when you go to section 211 of the CFR and you hit the quality, purity, identity, composition, and they call it strength or potency, that's actually a pharmaceutical standard, and we've hit all of these standards with these two new products. It's super exciting. Now going to more of the muscle and joint roll-on. If you think about Rock'em Sock'em robots, and this is the best way to have an immune balance. Think about when you walk all day at convention, what happens to your feet? They hurt. If you get up and you run a marathon when you haven't ran a marathon, the next couple of days, you're hurting. Your muscles are fatigued. If you jump on a bench press and you do, 3 sets of 10, and your muscles, your pec muscles are inflamed. What your body does is that actually sends a pro-inflammatory or a pro-mediator to that site. Oftentimes, the body sends more pro-inflammatories than the body needs. So you need to counter-effect that with an anti-mediator. And that anti-mediator actually calms down the pro-mediators with that CBD, CBG, CBGA, and THC. This next slide illustrates a neuron. There's a pre-synapse and a post-synapse. And what that does, what CBD, THC, CBG, they actually interact with those endocannabinoids like AEA, and they bind to the sites and actually shut off that neurotransmission to say, hey, I've got some excited neurons here. I want to shut off that neurotransmission. And so those little glowing dots up there are an illustration of it binding to the site and shutting off that neurotransmission of that neuron in the presynaptic. It goes opposite direction. So the presynapse to the postsynapse, it actually goes from postsynapse to the presynapse, and it just shuts it down. I actually, over the holidays, I was working on a project and I sent a finish nail through my hand. Sure enough, I pulled the nail out. A couple days later, I've got inflamed skin right around that where I shot a nail through my hand. I rubbed the muscle and joint roll-on on it. It was absolutely incredible, the reaction I got to calm down the neurons and calm down that pro-inflammatory, creating a balance within that. Also included in these formulas is another bioactive compound called chlorophyll. That is the result of the color. Chlorophyll is an incredible benefit to this product as a bioactive compound. It has antioxidant activity. Your skin has a microbiome on the skin. If you think of your microbiome as a garden, when you have a garden, you have plants that you want to have healthy. You also have unhealthy plants that you don't want in your garden. When you want a healthy microbiome, you want to weed the garden of the unhealthy plants. And the chlorophyll actually on the skin creates an environment for the healthy microbiome that loves that, and it weeds out the bad bacteria from your skin's microbiome. So again, another bioactive compound, giving it the color. That the product does have a different aroma because of all the different compounds. There's over 150 different bioactive compounds in these products. Because of that, it does have a different aroma versus just CBD as an isolate. We're doing a ton of research on the chlorophyll. There's a lot of claims in here that the FDA would not like us saying. We can't say those, but it has a tremendous benefit to add the chlorophyll with the other bioactive compounds, with all the different bioactive compounds that are coming from the Young Living essential oils, from the deep spectra compounds that we've actually got from the frankincense and from the lavender. We have those deep spectra compounds. So we have gone over and above to add all the different bioactive compound synergy to take that entourage effect to another level. It's like entourage plus, where we have way more compounds that are affecting the gene expression within the skin to make your skin beautiful, to make it young, to make it balanced, to make it vibrant, to help create that structure within the skin, to turn off the synapse and the neurotransmission that are coming from those synapses when they're excited, to create that inflammatory balance that you're looking for within the skin. I'm a huge fan of these products. To go more into this, I'll take it back to you, Haley, so that you can introduce Brett and the farms and working with Dr. Ollie as well.
Thank you, Howard. Wasn't that amazing? I love when Howard talks through the science because it makes us, it makes us realize how amazing these products really are. And if you caught it, we are launching 2 new CBD products. We have CBD Beauty Glow, which is a serum for your face, and then CBD muscle and joint roll-on. And so Howard talked about the science that applies to both of those products. And now we're going to dive into some of the farming and really what sets us apart, what sets these products apart from other CBD products on the market.